Okay guys, we're just moving cows here this morning. Got 2 days left in this field. Got some, I guess what most guys would call weeds. We have some plants that have come in here. We got some bull thistle, and another one that we have is field bindweed. Got a ton of field bindweed in here, but I'm okay with that. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Walker's already moved water, and he's gonna put, did they still have minerals? Or put about half of that bucket in with them. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. Come on, girls. We got about 3 of them in heat here this morning. See that one there, she was being mounted. Sorry, girl. Didn't mean to do that. But they go right after this field bindweed. The reason being for it, it's in its prime. It's see, they're just after this field bindweed. This field's always had field bindweed in it ever since we've started farming this place. It just likes this soil here. They say it's mildly toxic. We try to not give them an overload of toxic plants, and the toxicity, the only thing it's supposed to do is give them a little bit of diarrhea, so that's okay. But they'll be in this section here for the rest of the day. Walker, he's already moved the water and the minerals. I see a lot of folks talking about whether to clip or not to clip. Hey girls, there's some stress in the herd because of the cows being in heat. Hey Walker, would you grab a shovel and see if you can pop one of these Canadian or one of these bull thistles out so we can show them the root system? Yep. I see a lot of folks debating whether to clip or not to clip. In my opinion, clipping's not worth it. There's only one instance that I can think of in order to clip here in the east, and that is in the fall of the year after your last graze. The reason for that is if you have a multiflower rose or a woody plant problem that's out of control, if you clip it the last of the year when plants are starting to go dormant, you can get them clipped back so they'll be stay vegetative longer than boy, that's dry.
Yeah.
They'll stay vegetative longer than the following year. Now he's cut that root system off, but just take a look at those huge tap roots that are going down. And a lot of folks are clipping their pastures because of these thistles. They're just completely worried about them. They're here, and the reason they're in this pasture here is because we had orchard grass and red clover planted in here, and I've had this happen in other red clover fields. Red clover is biannual, and the red clover, whenever it comes up, and if you have a whole bunch of it in your field, what happens is the red clover dies out, and then you have a big bare spot that has to be filled in with something. So Mother Nature, her way of thinking, if Mother Nature can think, is to get those spots covered so we don't, our soils don't erode. So in that case, a lot of your thistles are triggered to germinate from the sunlight hitting the soil. Okay, and by triggering that, we get these bull thistles, and a lot of folks are running around clipping these off, and there's a couple reasons they're clipping them. They're afraid that they're going to take the farm over, and secondly, they're trying to clip the seed heads, and that's fine, but in my opinion is, where did these guys come from? They just didn't appear out of nowhere. The seed's already in my seed bank, and if they come back the following year, and they're going to come back, we're always going to have thistles in this field, and there's not too many. I don't consider this as being too many thistles. I think it's just right, but with these huge root systems, the nutrients, the water, and one of the biggest things is a lot of thistles, the bull thistle is a biannual, and once it flowers, it goes dead. You know, once these plants here, these nice big plants, once they flower, they're dead. So once they die, these huge root systems put water infiltration back into your soils, and really helps your water infiltration. And for us, this particular field here is considered wetland soil. It's our Armagh soil, and it's considered wetland soil, and it does not lay wet. We can graze this if we get 2 or 3 inches of rain and be okay. The only time it really gives us any trouble is in the spring of the year with the freeze and frost cycle. But you'll say, well, why do these regrow? These actually don't regrow. Once they flower, they're dead, and after they're dead, I'm trying to look for rosettes, and the cows like to eat the rosettes, so just looking for a first year. Here, it's not a good example. That's not a good example. I'm looking for a first year rosette. What's this? That's dandelion. Dandelion's another one with a huge root system. Brings up a lot of minerals. These girls have really tramped it down. Basically what it is, the rosette is, it lays flat to the ground and looks almost like a dandelion. This one, that's a dandelion. Here we go. Here's one right here. It's small, but still show you. The cows have tramped on this, but there it is. And it just stays low to the ground like this. This is the rosette of a bull thistle. Next year, this here will turn into that there. And there's one there and one there. So we're gonna have a few right here in this area. And eventually what's gonna happen is, is these guys are gonna get choked out by the grass and the other plants into the future. And we have cows that actually eat the flowers off of these. However, there's too many in here right now for them because they only eat a few at a time. You guys being knuckleheads today. Before you clip your pastures, it's just something to think about. None of my pastures, keep in mind, looking in my videos, none of my pastures have been clipped. Since 2000, they range anywhere from 2011 to 2012 being clipped. But other than that, they have not been clipped. The only thing they've been clipped by is my huge plant harvesters. Okay guys, please subscribe, like, comment, share with a friend, hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next video. Bye.
See ya.